Happy Friday. We going out of space. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing you that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we about to get into another wonderful episode of Dropping Jewels. And today we're talking about Star Wars, we're talking about Thor, we're getting intergalactic, and let's go. Star Wars The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson just laid down yet another interview. And in this interview, he talks about how he had the most fun writing this story, how when he approached it, he was the least scared, just the excitement level that he had dealing with, you know, of course, Star Wars, the characters, the lore, the story. There's so much to love about it. And he was just so enthralled in just like the world and not really believing that, I'm doing this. Like, I'm doing Star Wars. And it was surprising that he said no. And the reason it seems to be a surprise that no is because, you got Star Wars. Star Wars is a huge, monster property. Everybody knows about it. It's big. There's like a religion based on it. Like, everybody loves Star Wars. You love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. We all love Star Wars. And there could be a lot of pressure associated with working on something like that. You don't want to screw it up. But in Rian Johnson's case, he says that, he was working with the story group, that he was able to kind of pitch ideas, and it was a very collaborative effort. And I guess that helped alleviate any problems that he might have had stepping into this world and adding his imprint on our, of course, galaxy of far, far away. Now, before I get to the main reason I brought this article up, let me remind you that you can find me at Black Hollywood Live. That's right, the first online network for African Americans. It's super dope, and you should check it out at blackhollywoodlive.com, where they have celebrity interviews, after shows, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, the whole shebang-a-bang. And you can get live streams daily at youtube.com/blackhollywoodlive. So with this rush of seeing like the effects coming from ILM and everything coming together and the movie getting ready to be finished, from end to end, you wonder to yourself, why is there wasn't any trepidation? Well, it's because Rian Johnson said that he trusted his inner fan. He said that, he used the intuition, the feelings that he had, the excitement that he had, the fervor that he had for this property, and he used that as fuel to go. Now, the reason I brought this up is because a lot of guys in the community of NERDSoul let me know that they're working on projects. They have Kickstarters here, Kickstarters there, or he's working on this, or they're jumping on a new project there, they're starting development. And a lot of times I hear a lot of you guys at home saying that, well, I don't know, I'm hard, and you second guess yourself a whole lot. So I brought this up as a wonderful example to show that make sure that whatever you're working on, you keep it fun. Make sure that you geek out about your own properties, because if you don't take time to geek out on what you're creating, to love what you're creating, to enjoy what you're creating, you might end up turning it into a chore. And when it becomes a chore, you might not love it as much. So to the 5 or 6 who are watching this, yes, this was a sneaky intervention because you know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say any names, but I love the projects that you're working on. You love the projects that you're working on. Just make sure that you don't turn it into something that you loathe. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. Come to that project all the time with the excitement. Of course, you might have your ups and downs, but remember that you are creating something dope. So, of course, guys, holla at me. I'm going to holla at you. Down in them comments, let me know what you think we're going to see from Star Wars The Last Jedi as far as effects. Do you think we'll see another Grammy? I mean, not Grammy. Do you think we'll see another, nod for the Oscars? Do you think we'll get some sound design stuff? Do you think that maybe we'll get a Best Picture? I don't know. They're saying that this film might be like on some master level-ish. So, and of course, if you're working on a project right now, holla at me down in them comments. Let me know what you're working on. I'd love to see the links. Let me see them. I'd love to see the art, the projects, whatever you got going on. So we're going to move on. And you guys keep working on what you're supposed to be working on. So next up, is Thor Ragnarok. And yes, we got a new international trailer. Japan got a new look at what we didn't get a tease of just yet. And that's Doctor Strange. And on the trailer as a whole, these are a lot of shots that we've already seen, and a lot of, images and, I guess sequences that we're already kind of like familiar with. But in this interesting piece, we get a statement of, I see a great change in your future, and destiny has dire plans for you. And my question for you guys is, when you hear this from Doctor Strange and you see him showing up in this movie, how much do you think we're gonna see Doctor Strange in this film? Because I was thinking that we were gonna see Doctor Strange maybe in like a very small part, because we got the after credit sequence in Doctor Strange. I thought this was gonna be a very small part, but this is alluding to something that might be a little more substantial. So with the statement of like, destiny has dire plans for you, what do you think that means for Thor? Now, I know we could say it's directly tying into that movie, but do you think that this means that Thor has a larger responsibility, concerning the galaxy as a whole, concerning all the 9 realms? Do you think that this will kind of push him out further than just Asgard or Earth? Do you think this means that he's supposed to be working on a more, I guess, diverse plane of existence, or, either fighting villains that just don't show up in New York? Maybe he's supposed to be doing things out with like Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever. And of course, we've heard about the footage from Comic-Con. But what do you think that has to do with his role as far as, our galaxy goes? And for Doctor Strange, what do you think this means for his character in this movie? And what do you think that means for his character in this setting of, the Marvel kind of like galactic universe? I mean, you have the MCU, they're all in it, but, it seems like he's going to be moving, or at least connecting to kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, kind of getting out there. So guys, holla at me, I'ma holla at you down in them comments. Let me know what you think about Thor and Doctor Strange going forward in the MCU, and what their responsibilities and roles may be, because I'm very interested to see what you guys think, because what I think is that Thor is probably going to start doing way more diverse stuff away from Earth. But only time will tell. So you got to get your Friday on, and don't forget to check out all of my videos covering, that's right, Marvel's Defenders. I did a binge last night. It was crazy, but I made it. So hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right, all my videos are there, from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right, there's no better way that I can tell people that you like what you are watching. And of course, LA, what up? VA, what up? REA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and always make sure that you keep what you're working on fun. Peace.